Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with me tonight. I am honored that you're here. I'm Angela Yee, and we're going to talk about tonight what you need to develop in order to build your confidence and also increase your wellness, or increase success. What you need to build in order to build your confidence and increase success. Build also means to develop, to develop into something. And we talked briefly about that on yesterday. I'm not going to get into, telling all about my background and things that I've done because that's not relevant tonight. And it's really not relevant at any time. But I share that because some people are new to the channel, just like I haven't been on here ever and gone live. But for those people that are new to the channel and that are wondering who I am, I did that for that particular purpose. But I'm not going to do that every time that we get together. So I want to get right into the discussion and just want to ask you a question. Not sure um, who all will listen to me tonight, but I want to ask those that will come in and will listen to me on this evening a question. Do you want to be happier? Do you want to have confidence? Do you want to increase success? Do you want to increase what you're doing? Do you want to have the velocity behind you and the momentum in order to drive success? Do you want to be happy? That's the first thing because I believe happiness is so important, but happiness is an inside job. No one can make you happy. That's something that you're going to have to work and do the internal work, which means decluttering or deconstructing all of the belief systems, all of the things you've believed about yourself, all the things that you've been conditioned and programmed to think that were right about you or in your life. You're going to have to remove those things in order for you to be happy, in order for you to experience the happy that you want or the joy that you want. Because again, no one external from you can make you happy. It is something that you're going to have to do on your own if you want to experience it. You got to make yourself happy. Nobody can make you happy but you. Nobody can bring you joy but you. Now, there are people who will come into your life that will complement the happiness and that will complement the joy that you are already experiencing. However, they are not making you happy. You are the one who's doing the work to put in certain concepts about yourself or ideas, or you're removing the old ideas that you learned that were negative about yourself, and you're replacing those ideas with things that will help build your confidence up, that will build you up to be the person that you want to be here in this earth atmosphere. Okay. All right. So everybody that's listening to me wants to be happy. Everybody. I know that you do. Everybody wants to experience joy. Everybody wants to experience and have more confidence. In order for you to do that, one of the things that you're going to have to do, and I'm going to write it down because we talked about it, and I'm going to keep talking about it because it's important. Self-awareness. You're going to have to develop self-awareness. Self-awareness deals with how mindful you are of yourself, how mindful you are of your thoughts, how mindful you are of your intentions. Self-awareness deals with your mindset. And there is no separation between your mind and the reality. The mind is almost, we can say, is the cause, and the reality is the effect or the effect of what you are thinking in your mind. So Self-awareness deals with the reality of your mind, how well you are self-aware, how much you've developed the awareness about who you are, because that is the biggest problem that we are facing today. People are not self-aware. If most people were self-aware, you will stop getting into relationships that are not in alignment with where you are going. You will stop allowing people to waste your time. And when I say relationships, I'm not just talking about romantic, but any relationship that is not in conducive with where you're going in this reality. You will stop engaging in conversations. You will stop hanging out at certain places. You will stop being with people and doing things that do not align with your highest vibrational frequency and that will not help you get to the place that you want to be, that's connected to your purpose. We have to stop haphazardly walking through the world, though this life and this reality, as though we don't have a true meaning for being here. Like we're just here and there's no reason why we're here. We're just here just to fill space and to kill time. No, you have other things in this world. There are many things in this world that you have to be doing. And the only way you're going to discover that is if you can become the version and outwit the old version of yourself and stop being bamboozled by having a low vibrational frequency and having a mindset that you're never going to make it. You're going to always be defeated. And the moment you have that thought, you come into alignment with that frequency. Most of us are in alignment with the frequency of poverty. Most of us are in alignment with defeat. Most of us are in alignment with the thought that I will never get married or I'll never have the right person for myself. Most of us are in alignment with thoughts that are negative. And you can say that it's the program that you got from the ages of birth to 1 year old. But after you have become an adult, you are responsible now. You may not have caused the issues that have happened in your life, but you are totally responsible for correcting the things that have taken place in your life. You're responsible for healing you. Nobody is going to come and heal you. You're responsible for healing your mind. You're responsible for healing your body. We have all of us do have within us a doctor, a nurse, an attorney, and a mortuary, because we are to cremate and kill the stuff that's on the inside of us that's killing the life out of us. All of us have a nurse. We have to take care of ourselves. When we get ill, we go in our medicine cabinet and we fix ourselves something in order to soothe ourselves. All of us have a doctor within us. We can diagnose problems. If you have children, you can kind of look at your kid and tell something is wrong. The doctor is like the intuitive part of who you are. All of us have that in us. You are judge over your life. You are the attorney and you are the judge over your own life. And that comes with maturity. You can't just walk around in this reality like most people do. We live this reality allowing other people to solve our problems. You are the problem solver. The answer and the solution, or the problem and the answer, is on the inside of you. And you're going to have to solve your problems. Nobody is coming to rescue you. You have to stop being lazy and get up and do something for yourself and take your life back. Take your life back. Take the power that you have given to that last breakup, that last friendship that failed, that last boss, or because that business didn't fail. You left your power in those things, but you got to take your power back. You got to take control over your life. You got to take control over your mindset. You got to be self-aware. Self-aware is the most important muscle you must develop. If you go to the gym, have a trainer, or if you're just doing your own weight training, you got to develop your muscles. And it's going to cause you some pain, but the pain is good. That's all a part of the struggle. We need the struggle. The struggle is for you. You need to have the struggle in your life. Why do I say that? I got some things here that I've written down. You need to have the struggle in your life in order for you to experience a new reality. In order for you to experience a new reality, you need the struggle. And I know we run from things that are challenging us. We run from things that we feel like we're struggling with, but you need that. You need the struggle in order for you to experience new possibilities, new desires, new reality. And not just for those things, but you need the struggle in order for you to become more conscious of you. It's not about the material stuff as much as it is about you becoming more conscious of you. You need that. You need to become more conscious of you to increase your consciousness, to develop consciousness. Wise people spend their time and spend their energy developing their consciousness. They don't spend their time and their energy gossiping or just frolicking throughout the world or engaging in nonsense. But wise people spend their time and their energy developing their consciousness. And again, the consciousness deals with your mindset or your mind or the mental, because you can't separate the mental from the reality. They are one. Whatever you see right now, look around you. Look around your room that you're in. Whatever you see right now, where you are in life right now is because of the mental. Where you are located right now is because of the mental. It's not because of anything that anybody has done to you. No, nobody did anything to you. They actually did stuff for you. So where you are right now is because of the mental, okay? So I'm going to go through some things tonight that I know will resonate with you. I brought some notes because I felt like there are some things that I don't want to miss in my teaching. So I wrote some things down just so that I would not miss going over those things, because sometimes I'm talking and I get really excited and I may miss a few things that I want to really highlight to you on tonight. So developing your self-awareness is the thing that will keep you on target to be the best version of yourself. Otherwise, if you don't develop your self-awareness muscle, you will be outwitted by your secret self. That's what I want to call it. I don't want to call it the little self, because there's nothing about you that's little. But if you don't develop the self-awareness, you will be outsmarted, outwitted, bamboozled, tricked into being the best version of yourself. And it's that thing that's going to keep you on target. Self-awareness is. And the best leader you can be and you be that best leader is because of self-awareness. There are several benefits of being self-aware, and we're going to talk about some of those on tonight. But each of those benefits is different and is very unique to each of you as an individual. I'm going to write some things down in all of my notes taken. One of the things that it will increase is you will have I hope you can read that, but you will have stronger relationships. Who doesn't want a stronger relationship? Whether it's with your children, your mother, your father, your siblings, your partner. Developing self-awareness helps you to have stronger relationships. It also gives you a that's what I was going to say. It also gives you a greater perspective. Self-awareness increases or gives you a greater perspective. And lastly, the benefit of developing is influence. Developing your self-awareness muscle increases your influence. Okay? So we're going to dig into what self-awareness is and ways to develop it. Yesterday, we talked about, or in my last video, what self-awareness is. Self-awareness, simply put, let me put my glasses on to see who's watching. Self-awareness is a demonstration of one's ability to accurately recognize one's own emotions, thoughts, and values, along with the ability to understand how those emotions, thoughts, and values impact their own behavior. How do your emotions, thoughts, and values impact your own behavior? So I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write down first thoughts, values, and emotions. That's what I said. Self-awareness is a demonstration of your ability to accurately recognize your own emotions. I forgot to put emotions on here. Oh, it is on here at the bottom. Emotions, values, and thoughts. Along with that, you got to add understanding. Because you need to have understanding so that you will be aware at how your thoughts, your value, and your emotions impact your behavior. Self-awareness also encompasses on an individual ability to accurately assess one's own strengths and limitations with a well-grounded sense of confidence and having a growth mindset. If you're not growing, then you're dying. If you're not evolving, and how do you know you're evolving? You stop doing the things that you did. If you look the same way, your lifestyle looks the same way it did last year, you still going out, hanging at the club and on the phone, gossiping and just foolish things, you are not growing. You don't have a growth mindset. You have a stagnated mindset. It's like your static energy here in this earth realm. You're a static frequency. And you know when you're driving in your car and you have, just say if you have your radio on and the station becomes static, and what do? You have to change the channel because the station is static. You change the channel because you don't want to hear static the entire time you drive it. And that's the same way it is with you. If you're not connecting yourself or doing and developing self-awareness, the frequency that you are on is going to look the same that it did last year. If you don't have a growth mindset, you have a static mindset. And a static mindset is a sure indication that you need to change the channel. You need to grow. You need to start reading some books, hanging with some different people who have a growth mindset, because the level of consciousness that you have has kept you at the level that you are. Somebody type that in the chat box. The level that you are at now with your consciousness has been the same level that has kept you where you are. Conscious is conscious. We said that before. Conscious is conscious. And the conscious is contagious. Who you hang around will affect you. Who you associate with will impact your life beyond just the physical level. It will impact your life on a divine and a spiritual and a frequency level as well. That person's frequency will now become your frequency. That's why it's so important, ladies, that you become self aware so that when you do meet that right person that is for you, you are so in tune with your frequency. You're so have developed your self awareness so much. You develop that muscle so much that when you meet that person, you will know whether or not this is the person for you or not, because the frequencies have to match. There has to be an alignment. And you will stop making that same mistake year after year. You know, I be seeing people on social media every 30 days, they post, I'm in a new relationship. Well, honey, you was just in a new relationship 30 days ago. You mean to tell me you don't found your boo and this the one? You said that 30 days ago that the last man was the one. And the one before that, that was the one. You found your one. That was the one before that. It's not the men. I'm not saying that they may not have done anything wrong or they may not have areas that they need to grow, but it is you. It is you that's off. Like they used to say back in the olden days, your picker is off. You picking the wrong ones. And it's just like you going to the apple patch and you going to the apple patch and you picking the apple off the tree, not knowing that that apple has worms in it because you can't see beyond the surface. Know why? Because you have not gone beyond the surface with yourself. You're so caught up with the aesthetics of who you are, your hair, your nails, getting your body massage and going to the spa and trying to live this lavish life, and so that people on social media can think that you balling or that you a boss. Whereas all along, the internal garbage, disaster, chaos, frequency, vibration of who you are is low. So you can't blame that person. You have to look at yourself and hold yourself accountable. Remember, I told y'all I may go off my notes, and that's why I had to write some things down, because stuff comes to me. And as it comes to me, I'm going to say it out loud. And I wrote some things down in order to keep myself a track. So I know we took a bunny trail, but it was a good one. So you have to make sure that you are mentally healthy. Don't get into another relationship. You done been in 5 this year. Don't get in another one until you develop your self-awareness muscle. Do yourself a favor. Don't you love yourself? Self-awareness, when you develop it, it helps you to love yourself even greater. It helps you to love yourself and know that love is not based off you getting your hair, nails, all that stuff done. That's maintenance. Some of y'all don't need maintenance. You need to invest in some books or get yourself a mentor or a coach that can teach you to be self-aware. I don't care who it is. It don't have to be me. It could be anybody. But find you some material, somebody, a mentor, coach, or something. Because if you are a leader and you don't have a coach, every coach should have a coach. Somebody should be teaching you, whether it's through a book or through YouTube University. You can learn a lot just by reading a book or getting on YouTube and typing in certain things, and you'll get videos and you can start listening to audiobooks. But you should be doing something every day to develop your self-awareness muscle. Self-awareness is the ability to focus on you and how your actions and thoughts, how they do line up or they do not align with your internal standards. Also, how they do line up or how they do not align up with where you are going. And that'll help you when it comes to picking out a person, whether or not they are going in the direction you are going. You'll be able to see his behavior or her behavior. Hear their thoughts. Start asking men about their thoughts. What do they think about themselves on a daily basis? Start asking the women that. What do you think about yourself on a daily basis? I remember a while back. I remember asking a guy one time, well, tell me what you love about yourself. What do you love most about you? Because if you don't love you, then there's no way possible that you can love me. What are you aware about you? What work have you done on you internally that helps you become and develop self-awareness? Start asking questions, but ask yourself those same questions. What do you love about you? I'm going to write that down because somebody needs to read that. What do I love about me? I'm not talking about your physique. What do I love about me? What? Somebody write that in the chat. And then I want you to write what you love about you. What do I love about me? I'm not talking about your body shape. I'm not talking about, the external, you're going to get the BBLs and the breasts done. Not those things. That's not what you love about you. But what do you love about you? What is it? Name one thing in the chat that you love about you. Because if you don't love you and you're not loving you, then it's impossible for anybody else to love you as well. If you are highly self-aware, you can objectively evaluate yourself. And when you start to evaluate yourself, if you've ever worked a 9 to 5 and you start off, I think it's like a 90-day probationary period. And after that 90 days, they come and they give you an evaluation and they tell you how well you've done on the job, what you did, how they like you, whether or not they're going to keep you, promote you, or give you a raise. That's what you should be doing to yourself. And as you've evaluated yourself based off you developing your self-awareness, you should start increasing more, adding more to that. There should be some interest that you should be able to capitalize on now because you've done the work. You should be able to, as you developing your self-awareness, objectively evaluate yourself as well as manage your emotions. How well do you manage your emotions? You are the manager. You are the caretaker. And think of yourself as a luxury hotel. And every luxury hotel or just a regular hotel, but they all have a manager. Someone is running the show. Someone is running the operation that you probably don't see. They in the back somewhere. How well do you manage you when nobody else is around? How well do you manage you when nobody else can see you? How well do you take care of yourself, your mental health? How well do you evaluate yourself when nobody else can see you at all? Self-awareness helps you to do that. And it also helps you to align your behavior with your values and understand correctly how others perceive you. And people say, well, I don't care about how nobody perceives me. Yes, you do. And the reason why you're saying that is because you care about how people perceive you. You can't fool those who've done self-aware, who've developed self-awareness, or who's developed their self-aware skills or their self-awareness muscle. You can't fool us. Anybody that has intuition, you can read straight through that. You're hurt. Somebody may have hurt you. Somebody did something to you. Now you're offended. You're walking around with the frequency of offense and say, well, I don't care about how people think about me. And what? Yeah, you do. You care. You do. You show up. You wake up every day thinking about how people think about you. You know why? If you work a 9 to 5 or if you have your own business, people not coming to your business, they may have heard something. If they put that Google review out there, they may have heard something about your business. And you don't want no negative review about your business because your numbers will go down on the algorithm of Google. But also, too, people look at reviews. So you say you don't care about what people think about you. Yes, you do. People are looking and they're doing interviews and they're asking questions. Even if you go into corporate America, some jobs will have you put your family members down, and they would question your family members about how well your character is. Tell me about this person. But no, you don't care about how nobody think about you. So therefore, because you don't, you just live your life just reckless. Because you don't care about what people think. Remember? I don't care about what nobody's thinking about me. So I'm just going to live my life reckless. I'm going to be out here doing my own thing, doing me, not holding yourself accountable. And especially if you have children, you need to hold yourself accountable to a higher set of standards. How you dress, your daughter is looking at that. How you dress, your son is looking at that. And they're going to pick the woman according to how they saw their mother dress. Because, hey, you're telling them that this is okay. This is good. And hopefully someone else will come into their life and erase and wipe out that program, and or to help them to wipe out that program or deconstruct that program, because you're programming your children between the ages of 1 and 7. Everything you do, children may not learn by what you say, but they learn by your behavior. They watching you. So you don't care about what anybody says. You don't care about what your children think about you. I do. I care about what people think, because we need each other. We need one another. There's only one consciousness, and all of us share that same consciousness. Individually, we have our own individuality, but we all share the same consciousness. Where you live at, you share the same consciousness of everybody in that community. That's why you're there. The people in that community attracted you to that community. You didn't just show up in that community. You were attracted vibrationally to the frequency that was in that community. And that's why you either rented a house there or you purchased a home there, because of the frequency that led you there. We just think that we just do things on our own. It was just a coincidence that I saw this land and it was just there, and so I decided I was going to buy the land. No, hon, it wasn't a coincidence. You were led there by a frequency. You heard the frequency, and therefore you move based off vibrational frequency and alignment with that area. Everything that we do is based off of frequency. How you respond to someone is based off of frequency. So the more you develop your self-aware, you'll start to think highly of yourself. You'll start to interpret your actions, your feelings, and your thoughts objectively. Okay, I'm going to see what y'all putting in this chat box. I think I have a couple more minutes and then I'm done after this. All right. Thank you for tuning in. So self-awareness is a very rare skill. I'm going to write that down because somebody needs to see that. Self-awareness is a very rare. Let me use a different piece of paper. Don't worry, I'm going to get a whiteboard. I just haven't done it yet. I know somebody asking why she don't have a whiteboard. I'm going to get one. Rare. I'm going to put rare in big letters. Skill. All right. Self-awareness. Write that down because you're taking notes. You're taking notes because you need to take notes, and take notes in the chat box. I'm not here to impress anybody, to show anybody how much I know. My knowledge that I've gathered is knowledge for myself. That's why it's called knowledge of self. I got knowledge for me. And I'm sharing what I've learned through all the books that I've read, through all the coaches that I've been to and have wisdom and information that I've gathered. That's what I'm doing. I'm sharing it with you. I don't have to impress anybody with anything. So don't just sit and watch me. Put it in the chat. Self-awareness is a rare skill. But honey, once you get it, you are dynamite. You become unstoppable. It becomes your superpower. Like Clark Kent. I believe Clark Kent, now it's just me being humorous. Clark Kent went inside that phone booth and he changed. I believe he put that self-awareness cape on. He came out, he was this little scrawny old dude. Just before he went in there, just a scrawny old man. He went in there, that phone booth came back, he was buff because he had developed his self-awareness muscle. Now that's just me saying that. But he was big, he was strong, and he was able to save the world. Self-awareness is a rare skill. Only 10% of the people in the world have it. So that means 90% of the people in the world are not self-aware. That's why we're making the mistakes. That's why you've been outwitted and bamboozled. And that's why you spiral down an emotional driven cycle. Year after year, you're repeating the same things over and over. You're having an effect, but you're never affecting anything. You're being affected, but never infecting or affecting. You're spiraling down into emotion-driven interpretation of your circumstances. So you see something that may happen negative in your life. Guess what? The universe is going to give you something else negative because you misinterpret what was happening because you haven't developed self-awareness. You see something happening negative in your life. Guess what? You have come into alignment with that frequency. And anything you come into alignment with, you become one with it. Because remember, we said the mental and your reality are one. It's only one. The mind, the mental, and your reality is one. Okay? There's no separation between the two. Consciousness is consciousness, and consciousness is contagious. That's why it's important to be mindful. Use your mind eye or your mental eye versus these two eyes, and begin to use that when it comes to selecting and doing things and making decisions. Developing self-awareness is important because it allows you as a leader, because I have leaders that are on here. You all are leaders. It allows you as a leader to access your growth and effectiveness and to change the course of your life or the course, the direction you are going in whenever you get ready. You are not a tree. You can change the course of your life when you are ready. I hope you're ready to take this journey of developing self-awareness because I'm coming for everybody that is not. We're going to have to change this narrative. 90% of the people in the world are not self-aware. 90? You got to do something about that. That's like a pandemic within itself. That's ludicrous to me. If you want to reach out to me, you know how to do it. You can go to my descriptions. You can reach out to me via YouTube. If you have anything you want to say, you can reach out to me via YouTube. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast tonight, and I will see you all again. Oh, somebody asked a question. So how do we change realities? You change realities by changing the mental, the mindset. And you do that by reading books, or first of all, you do it by going within, reading books, connecting with the mentor or coach. You do that also, you can watch videos or listen to audiobooks. You change your reality by this because there's no separation between the two. What you see in your reality is because of this. It's because of this right here, the mental. Every man is a product of his mind. Write that in the chat. Every man is a product of his mind. And you change your reality by changing your mind. My last quote that I'm going to say today. There can be no outer change before there's an inner change. I'm going to write that down so you can read it. There can be no outer change change before, I know there's an ego in there, before there is an interchange. Okay. I kind of did shorthand writing, but you get it. There can be no outer change until there is an interchange. Because nothing comes to you from the outside. Everything comes to you from within. Nothing comes to you from the outside. That's something you should write down too. Nothing comes to you from the outside until it first comes from within your vibrational field. Everything that you see from me holding this pen, this was in my vibrational field. And I went and picked it up. Everything that we do in our life is in our vibrational field. That has come to us based off our vibrational field that's in our vortex. So that's how you change it. You change it by changing the mindset. Okay? Thank you for that question. That was a good question. I hope you all have gotten a lot from this. I hope there were some things that you have gotten from this and that you can take from here, because this is a study I'm teaching, and this is a study time that I've dedicated myself to this time with you all. So until the next time, I love y'all. Bye.